Ajaja.
And I am Micheline Taka. You're welcome.
In the details this evening, the Ministry of the Interior says Friday, November 4 is not a statutory public holiday as is being speculated in the media. A Radio Ghana report says the day will be observed as National Farmers' Day.
It quotes a statement signed by the Interior Minister Prosper Bani as saying that the statutory Farmers' Day, which falls on Friday, December 2nd, will appropriately be declared a public holiday. The ministry is therefore asking the public to ignore any statements declaring tomorrow a holiday.
Meanwhile, all is set for the celebration of the National Farmers' Day, scheduled to take place tomorrow at Kintampo in the Bono-Ahafo region.
Moving on, the Electoral Commission has started the deployment of its logistics to regional offices. Training of technical staff has also started despite the many legal tussles it is faced with.
According to the EC, the printing of ballot papers for the parliamentary slot will be done next week, and the EC is assuring Ghanaians everything is on course for December 7 elections to ensure a free, credible and fair elections this year.
The presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress has been campaigning in Suhum in the lead up to the December election. President Mahama, who is seeking a second term in office, has been campaigning all week in the Eastern region, which has leaned more towards the NPP in previous elections. Importantly, Mr. Mahama in this election is seeking to pick up of one of the lean NDC regions in order to win the presidency.
Suhum had night scenes of the president, who had campaigned early on at Achima Kroso and Enuma Papem. People of Suhum say they are living witnesses to what President Mahama has done, with particular reference to the completion of outstanding works on the Accra-Kumasi Highway. While presenting the NDC's 2016 manifesto, President John Mahama intimated that the government will extend more than 170 kilometers of the highway into dual lanes. The eastern region, together with the western region, have the largest rainforest in Ghana. It is a major food-growing basket of the country. Tributaries of the Volta Lake enters the eastern region, which then means that the region contributes to national fish catch. Eastern region has benefited immensely from the anti-HIV/AIDS campaign being waged by the Mahama administration. Thus, it has dropped from the unenviable position as the area most endemic with the pandemic. The region is to be allocated a state-sponsored university. The government has earmarked portions of the region as agro-processing zone, with the possibility of siting a factory near a source of raw material. Key among Eastern region's new infrastructure are the community day schools and road rehabilitation. Napoleon Atukitu reporting.
The construction of a market at New Ebrim in the Eastern region, which was abandoned mainstream after President Rawlings left office in the year 2000, has been completed. On the stamp for votes, President John Mahama said the NDC is the party which fulfills its promises to the people and actually provides the amenities they require.
New Ebrim in Ebrim constituency of the Eastern region. It is one area that is seeing a flurry of NDC activities. The NDC campaign team asked the people to vote for President John Mahama and all the party's parliamentary candidates so that the party continues to prosecute a development agenda that embraces all and do not neglect a part of the country. The NDC cites the example of an abandoned market complex in New Ebrim started in 1999 under the first NDC administration led by former President Jerry John Rawlings. The speakers on NDC campaign platform at New Ebrim drew attention to the project, which they say became a white elephant between 2001 and 2009 until the current government turned attention to it. One other concern of this constituency are the bad nature of their roads currently awarded on contract. A lot of mining activity takes place in the environs of New Ebrim. Mining conglomerate Newmont and small-scale miners have visible presence in the area. To sanitize the operations, President John Mahama proposed that group membership of small-scale miners, otherwise called galamseyers, will be engaged and guided by experts to do more professional work.
Momonti Abrem ehun light ye fi summu kaneno na yeti summu nanso under NDC ana ehun light anya nonko under NDC ana na ye fire station awo krom ha under NDC ana nkro bi ti se chenchenku tenchem so amenem oromra ne nyina anya electricity
onkoko Abrem kwan eno so contractor guso a omuye ejuma ne den ohwe nioyem amuna praso kwan so contractor no so egu so a chese we ye ejuma pa kakakra no awie sa kwan no so enti ejuma ye bekoso ni awie senya meka che nana no me say me sure say efie nan e bei ebeko na wie ye na enya kwan asem e na obeka biom obeka bibi foforo.
At Eyirebi, the president's convoy was met by a group of students at Eyirebi Senior High School who requested a school bus. Being a deprived school, the president asked the headmaster to forward the needs of the school to him. The chiefs requested for hospital in Eyirebi because of the distance between the town and Achim Oda, where the nearest hospital is located.
So bibe hura that one to a mamia bibe di president ya ube hua uda famua ya bo watu fanu o se me sore amebo enti be sramo babi amowo enei munyina ho.
Across all Achim areas, the president promised inhabitants that their bad roads would be constructed. Napoleon Atukitu for GTV.
The presidential candidate of the Progressive People's Party PPP, Dr. Pakwesi Indum, says he will fix the high rate of unemployment in the country by creating jobs. On Wednesday, Dr. Indum told the leadership of the Ghana Trades Union Congress in Accra that it is only when the public and private sectors get the needed support that the issue of unemployment can be effectively tackled, and he gave an assurance to the TUC that he will tackle unemployment if elected president.
The Trades Union Congress TUC is the main umbrella organization for trade union activities in Ghana. It is made up of affiliated autonomous bodies which pursue their own activities but within the framework of their constitutions. Dr. Indum said, most nations in the world with buoyant economies hinge their successes on indigenous business, citing South Korea and the United States as classic examples. He said Ghana can emulate these examples.
The majority of Ghanaians, more than 53% of us, are into farming. And if you lump in fishing and farming, you're into farming. But also that's where a lot of the poverty is. That we are working hard, but we're not getting out of poverty. And we have picked just one example. There are 3 or 4 other examples, but just one. Rice. Rice. Where this year we are importing over $1.2 billion worth of rice, and therefore sending jobs to Vietnam, to Thailand, to America, and so on and so forth. We have conducted our own practical experiments and realized that in 4 years, we can make it possible for Ghana not to have to import even a single grain of rice from anywhere.
According to the PPP presidential candidate, workers play an integral part of the development of the country, hence the need to prioritize their welfare. He assured the TUC that if voted into power in the presidential election, a PPP government will champion the welfare of workers in the country.
Here we are, we have a system still that a minister can waste all the water he wants, waste all the electricity he wants, make all the phone calls he wants. At the end of the month, somebody pays. No restriction. There must be a restriction. So that's part of it. And we are saying, why in this day and age should we pay to put somebody in a bungalow? And so on and so forth. So if the person deserves proper pay, give him or her proper pay. Let them go and fend for themselves and decide for themselves what they want to spend their money on. And there are many other things that were supposed to happen. But because of politics, a lot of them have not happened. But PPP, we will make it happen so that equal pay for work of equal value can be what presides, what pertains everywhere.
The Secretary General of the TUC, Dr. Anthony Yauba, on behalf of the leadership and the members of the TUC, wished Dr. Indum well in his quest to ascend the high office of the presidency.
Still on the campaign trail, the presidential candidate of the NPP, Nana Akufo-Addo, says he will regulate small-scale mining activities, popularly called galamsey, if voted into power. He says small-scale mining, when well regulated, will not bring sanity but also provide jobs for the youth. Nana said this during his campaign at Breku in the Central Region.
The early morning interview on a local radio station set the pace for the second day of the tour of the Central Region. Nana Akufo-Addo and a leading member of the party, Mr. Alan Kojo Tremantin, said the NPP is in this political battle to help solve the nation's problems. Nana Akufo-Addo campaigned in the Upper Dintra West, a stronghold of the party. It is a cocoa-growing community and the area enjoyed free cocoa spraying exercise under President J.A. Kufuor's regime. When President Kufuor took office, Ghana was producing 300,000 metric tons of cocoa a year, but with the introduction of the free cocoa spraying exercise coupled with other efforts, the country hit the 1 million metric tons mark in 2010. The flag bearer said the free cocoa spraying exercise will be boosted under the NPP government. Nana Akufo-Addo introduced Mr. Samuel Nsowa-Jan as the NPP parliamentary candidate for Upper Dintra West constituency and asked the electorates to vote for the party. Nana Akufo-Addo and his campaign team also paid a courtesy call on the Dintra Traditional Council. The Upper Dintra East is also another vote hub of the NPP, but leaders of the NPP say they will not be complacent. They asked the party to conduct house-to-house campaign to win even more votes for the party.
Upper East Dintra, Upper West Dintra, Mutra NPP PT.
The flag bearer introduced Nana Mwako at Abankeseso at Dunkonofin as the NPP parliamentary candidate for Upper Dintra East constituency. Basofulingo in the Assin North constituency is one of the swing areas in the Central Region. Nana Akufo-Addo asked the people in the area to vote for the NPP. A leading member of the party, Mr. Alan Tremantin, said a vote for the party means a vote for jobs and a better livelihood. Basofuningo is a cassava and palm plantation growing area. Nana Akufo-Addo promised to establish cassava and palm nut processing factory in the Assin North constituency. He introduced Madam Abnadruwa Mensah as the MPP parliamentary candidate for the Asin North constituency. The MPP is urging Ghanaians to take a second look at their standard of living before they exercise their franchise on December 7th.
Away from politics, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation has taken delivery of 6 new Hyundai saloon cars to augment its existing fleet. This latest addition comes in response to the corporation's appeal to the government to support GBC with critical equipment to be able to provide fair coverage for all political parties taking part in the December general elections. The Director General of GBC, Dr. Kwame Ekufuor-Anofinto, handed over the cars to the GBC Radio News and GTV News and the Political Broadcast Committee. A report by Winifred Fum.
As polling day approaches, campaigning by the political parties has intensified. GBC, the public broadcaster, is mandated to provide equal opportunities and fair access to its facilities to all political parties. This calls for more logistics. To enable the corporation to deliver on its mandate, government has presented 6 saloon cars to complement the corporation's existing fleet of vehicles. The newly appointed Director General of GBC, Dr. Kwame Ekufuor-Anofinto, was confident that this latest addition will ensure effective coverage of the elections.
We are going to put the critical equipment to maximum use. We are also anticipating that you are going to be professional about it. You do the best you can. Everybody is relying on us for efficient news. So I trust that we are going to do the best we can.
The television division received 3 of the cars, Radio Ghana 2, whilst 1 went to the GBC Political Broadcast Committee.
It's been a tough time trying to get the logistics to cover all the parties. Hopefully now that these cars have come in, just as the countdown begins, we'll be up and running.
With these vehicles, I believe we'll be able to cover much more ground than we could have without vehicles. So it's a welcome thing.
As the Political Broadcast Committee, we are very happy because it helps us to deliver the mandate of GBC.
Meanwhile, the engineering division of GBC has also taken delivery of 5 FM transmitters together with their parts to be used to restore FM services in areas such as Boko, Salaga,
he says,
Amongo, Tamale and Atebubu. When these transmitters are installed, it will help other radio stations of GBC to pick live feed from each other in the run-up to the December polls. For GBC24, Winifred Fum, Accra.
The construction of a 24-kilometer road and a bridge over the Okrodu River, which is part of the Kaswa interchange, has brought relief to the people. Hitherto, the absence of a bridge over the river, which links Ghana South in the Greater Accra region, created problems for commuters.
This is the road that links Ghana South municipality to Aguna district. The newly constructed Western Bypass, which starts from the old barrier to Botiano Junction, cuts through Botiano, Kukrobiti, Tuba, Nyanyano, Kakraba to Sapato Junction on the Accra Cape Coast Road. However, for decades, people traveling from Accra to the central and western regions had to endure the painfully slow vehicular traffic on the Accra-Kaswa Road because the Okudo River had no bridge over it. This is the Okudo River that separates Tuba in Ghana South from Sapato Junction in Aguna West and prevented its people from either side from doing businesses together. The situation is also the major cause of flooding in Kaswa. GBC24 spoke with the Kaswa Municipal Road Engineer, Mr. Evans Amufa.
In the raining periods, be it small, be it medium, be it heavy, the whole Kaswa municipality was flooded because we did not have this dredging open up to the sea.
The bypass, which is about 99% complete, is already open to traffic. When we spoke to the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Department of Urban Routes, Mr. Benjamin Adoma, he explained that the bypass is to provide a solution to the road transport challenges on the Accra-Rineba Road.
Going through Takrady through here, it takes you almost 4 or maybe 5 hours before you can, from the toll booth end to Kaswa. And being in traffic for a very long time, that psychologically affects people. So there's a need to do something to create a bypass, so that not only for to reduce the traveling time from Accra to the other part of the world.
Mrs. Lodina Mahama has met with Queen Mothers and donated items to the Eastern Schools and Orphanage at Bojase in the Central Region. The schools located at Infante New Town was established in 2005 as an orphanage, but is now a school offering admission to children in the community located in the residence of the Bojase Queen Mother. The school gives assistance to needy but brilliant children in the community. It started with 15 pupils but now has an enrollment of over 400. The authorities of the school were grateful for the items, which included groceries and toiletries.
Let's now take you to Parliament. And the House on Thursday approved a credit facility between government and the Exim Bank of India for sugarcane and irrigation development at Komenda in the Central Region. The $24,540,000 credit facility is to facilitate the growing of sugarcane for the Komenda Sugar Factory. The first loan to be approved by Parliament was over 45 million euros, which is earmarked for the construction of the University of Environment and Sustainable Development to be located at Somenya with satellite campus at Donkokrum. This loan was contracted from an Italian firm, the contractor Construzione Italia SRL. The construction of the project, a new university, will take 24 months.
Mr. Speaker, this is a contract sum of over 45 million and is going for a good cause. But my little challenge is that in such agreements, one would expect that a value for money audit is really done so that the assessment is made whether or not Ghanaians are getting value for money.
Initially, the contractor proposed to do this project in 24 months, but the client, which is Ministry of Education, has given them a grace period of 6 months, within which the client will not invoke an LAD.
The second is a credit facility between government and the Exim Bank of India, but the minority side were not happy about the fact that 6 months after its inauguration, the Komenda Sugar Factory is yet to be resourced with raw materials for production.
As we speak, Mr. Speaker, it's a matter of public record that the factory has a capacity to give direct employment to over 7,500 Ghanaians. But that is what the ministry has said. But that has not been done because there's no sugar cane to feed the factory.
What government seeks to do is to have a continuous and unabated supply of sugar cane, such that the factory, as it begins producing sugar, they can have it without a delay. So it isn't that we don't even have a sugar cane.
The House also paid tribute to a former MP of Amansie West, Mr. Kofi Kramensan, who passed on the 12th of June 2016. This is News Hour Live on GBC24. We'll be back shortly with business. Do stay with us.
The sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar. I have a great future. There'll be sun. Tomorrow, I'll love you tomorrow. You're always a day away.
Education is everything. NDC is investing in our future. Vote John Mahama. Vote NDC.
NDC. Changing lives. Transforming Ghana.
You're always a day.
This year's AGI Ghana Industry Awards will be memorable as the Association of Ghana Industries, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, presents the 5th Annual AGI Ghana Industry Awards.
theme, Growing Local Industry for Export Development and Job Creation, comes off on Saturday, 5th November 2016 at the Banquet Hall, State House at 6:30 p.m. prompt. Special guest of honor, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. For ticket reservations, please contact AGI on 0302 779-023 or 4. This year's AGI Awards is sponsored by Activa International Insurance, Fan Milk Ghana Limited, British Council, B5 Plus, Olam Ghana, GCB Bank, Echo Bank, and supported by Crocodile Machets, Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, Nestle Ghana Limited, Unispan Ghana Limited, Coca-Cola, Media Partners, Business and Financial Time, Ghana Business Finance. Be a part of this memorable experience.
Ebiem, o vote ya o ton yi. Edie pa do yan ho. Mo adwen ho ana. Enkotu vote twini o.
PPP, yes sir. Yo, PPP ya praza, ya papa praku. Yo, PPP.
And the man vote Drago. Says yala wa magana follow up to what that yes I said here. Never be school behind when your power be. School fees can pay to me sabi.
PPP. PPP be.
Hello again, my name is Maurice Ogbete. We start business from Burkina Faso, where Ghana put up a good performance when she took her turn at the ongoing SIAO 2016 fair in Ouagadougou. SIAO provides a platform for African countries to showcase their arts and craft. Exhibitors and patrons who showed up on the Ghana Day were impressed with the quality of products on display.
The Ghana Day at the 2016 SIAO Arts and Craft Fair was one of the biggest events at this year's celebrations. Though Ghana is a small country in terms of size, its culture and heritage are one of the most celebrated in Africa and the world at large. Also, over the years, Ghana has become an integral part of the arts and crafts industry on the continent, emerging as the best country in the 2012 SIAO Fair. There were long queues outside the SIAO grounds, with buyers eager to get to grounds to see what Ghana had to offer. Security was tight at the entrance of the exhibition center and the sun was hot, but do business. On display at the Ghana Pavilion were the rich kente designs mixed with beautiful African wares, artifacts such as Nkonso, Asesedra, Adinkra, and the famous Ghana's premier chocolate, the Golden Tree chocolate. One fascinating thing at the Ghana Pavilion was the use of old tires to construct a living room chair. The beauty of the chair compelled the Burkinabe Minister for Commerce, Industries and Crafts, Stephanie Sanu, to purchase one.
To help them cut the wood. Once we get machines to help them twist the straw, once we get machines to help them put the tin in a way that is attractive, then it no longer becomes laborious.
The General Manager of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Mr. Stephen Nomashi, said trading on the West African sub-region can rake in more foreign exchange, but the main challenge is the trade barriers.
Our statistics shows that for 2015, in the sub-region, Togo is the highest, followed by Burkina Faso, in terms of revenue to Ghana. Yes. So, and in 2014, Burkina Faso was the highest, and followed by Togo. We are doing about 200 million revenue exports dollars to Burkina Faso and Togo.
Exhibitors at the 10-day 2016 SIAO Fair described this year's program as better compared with the 2012 one, both in terms of organization and patronage.
And back here in Ghana, a report by the Bank of Ghana reveals that the Bank of Baroda has the lowest base rates in the country, while Unibank tops the chart with 45%. Base rates are the minimum rate of interest that banks are permitted to charge customers. The Bank of Ghana annual percentage rate compiles the interest rate of commercial banks over a period of time. According to the latest report, the Bank of Baroda offers the lowest base rate on loans, while Unibank offers the highest. If you secured a loan from Bank of Baroda, you should be looking at a base rate of 15% plus the spread needed for profitability, which comes to about 28%. Standard Chartered Bank is next with a base rate of 18.6%. But with the top-up, persons wanting to contract a loan from the bank will pay an interest rate of between 28 to 45%. GCB Bank comes third with a base rate of 20.8%, while interest rate is around 31%. Barclays Bank, Societe Generale, Stanbic Bank and Zenith Bank follows as 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th in that order, with base rates pegged at 21.9, 22.3, 22.7 and 24.4% respectively. Also, ADB's base rate of 24.7% places it at 8th position, while FBN Ghana and GT Bank occupy the 9th and 10th positions with base rates of 25.5 and 25.6% respectively. In addition, EcoBank, First Atlantic Bank and Fidelity Bank ranked 11th, 12th and 13th respectively. Their base rates are 26, 26.5 and 27.4% respectively. At the 14th position is Bank of Africa with 27.6%, while Sovereign Bank occupies the 15th position with 27.8%. Meanwhile, loans and advances from First National Bank, Energy Bank and Cowbank attract base rate of 28.3, 28.4 and 28.6 respectively. National Investment Bank NIB offers 29.4%, HFC Bank 30.1% and GN Bank 30.2% to take the 19th, 20th and 21st positions in that order. However, Unibank is offering the highest base rate of 45.1% on loans. It is preceded by the Royal Bank, Sahel Sahara Bank, Capital Bank, UT Bank and Prudential Bank Limited. Their base rates are 38.6%, 34.9%, 33.9%, 32.1% and 30.4% respectively. Still business live on GBC24. Now, Niche Cocoa has been adjudged the best Ghanaian exporter at the annual National Export Achievement Awards in Accra. The company in 2015 earned more than $100 million from the export to Europe and Asia of cocoa derivatives such as liquor, butter and cake. The non-traditional export sector plays a key role in Ghana's economy, being one of the main sources of Ghana's foreign exchange earnings. The awards ceremony was aimed at giving exporters the opportunity to gain valuable exposure and well-deserved recognition for their national and global market expansion endeavors. The Chief Executive of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, James Tiga, mentioned a few challenges facing the sector and also urged exporters to embrace opportunities at hand.
I also wish to mention that the temporary ban on the export of some vegetables from Ghana last year affected the growth of the sector. The good news, however, is that they plead our cherished exporters to take advantage of the opportunities offered under preferential international trade agreements such as Africa Growth and Opportunity Act.
A Deputy Minister of Finance, Mona Korte, gave exporters the assurance of government support for the growth of export companies.
The major interventions by government for the export sector is the establishment of the Export and Import Bank of Ghana. The Exim Bank is envisaged to support you, the private sector, to diversify and expand your supply base as well as your domestic and exports markets.
GBC24 spoke with the operations manager of Niche Cocoa Industry.
For 3 years consecutively, we've been able to achieve that by winning the Exporter of the Year 2013, 2014 and 2015.
Other exporters were also awarded for their great performance in the export sector for the years 2014 and 2015. On the interbank market today, the pound went up 3 pesos against the cedi and stabilized against the US dollar. The pound is selling at 4 cedis 88 pesos and the euro at 3 cedis 96 pesos. And on the international commodities market, light crude is trading at $45.64 per barrel, while cocoa is trading at $2,075 per ton. Gold is going for $1,290 an ounce. I'll do for business.
This year's AGI Ghana Industry Awards will be memorable as the Association of Ghana Industries, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, presents the 5th Annual AGI Ghana Industry Awards. Theme: Growing Local Industry for Export Development and Job Creation. Comes off on Saturday, 5th November 2016 at the Banquet Hall, State House at 6:30 p.m. prompt. Special guest of honor, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. For ticket reservations, please contact AGI on 0302-779-023 or 4. This year's AGI Awards is sponsored by Activa International Insurance, Fan Milk Ghana Limited, British Council, B5 Plus, Olam Ghana, GCB Bank, Echo Bank, and supported by Crocodile Machets, Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, Nestle Ghana Limited, Unispan Ghana Limited, Coca-Cola, Media Partners, Business and Financial Time, Ghana Business Finance. Be a part of this memorable experience.
Tomatoes and the 5 cities. Tomatoes and the 5 cities. Kaya was ya. Tomatoes and the 5 cities. No one of them are killed when I said it. So you won't be doing. You're going to be
I'm playing John Dramani Mahama. No signing too many bingy. Quasi ultra modern market or the Amahan.
You go for your shoe.
Fire service woman.
BPA woman.
Hospital woman.
BPA woman.
Hey, why a stadium? And they wait town now. Where am I now? Street bit more than why ask part of it.
And saying Yalan,
you know your cabin. I'm playing Bahama. Yes, you go. I am a hand and never kind there.
People love men and welcome from BGO to BNDC Charlie.
You welcome back. The government has responded to the demands of nurses at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital and has met some of the financial obligations with 3,000 Ghana cedis. However, a visit by the health desk to the Accra Psychiatric Hospital reveals that the nurses are yet to report to work.
Hospital, due to inadequate funding and staff by government, has in most times dominated the headlines. For example, the 2015 budget made provision for 7 million Ghana cedis to run the facility, but according to the hospital authorities, only 500,000 Ghana cedis was received. This has made it difficult to give the appropriate care needed by the patients. This is the female ward. The ward has the capacity to admit 30 patients, but only 12 patients are currently on admission. The male special ward, which is supposed to accommodate 300 patients, has less than 150. These are patients who have been referred by the court for criminal offences, including rape, defilement, as well as those who have come here on voluntary cases. For patients who arrive very aggressive, this is where they are kept till they normalize. But this is the state of the circulation room. As at the time GBC24 got to the facility, all the various departments have been deserted except the dispensary. This, the patient explained, due to the announcement that government has brought in some drugs. Executives of the nurses group said the Ministry of Health has announced that it has given a check for 300,000 Ghana cedis to the hospital, but is yet to mature. They expressed concern about the consignment of drugs brought to the hospital because it was not enough and it will last for only 30 days. Some of the patients said the shortage of drugs as well as the hike in the prices of drugs are having a toll on them.
We do not get the drugs outside. Some people have left because they could not pay for the drugs.
The truck just brought 3 boxes of our drugs.
For some, they intend to resort to herbal medicine, which they indicated was not good for their health.
Since we are not getting the drugs, we shall resort to herbal treatment.
Whilst both the patients and managers of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital were complaining about the shortfall in the supply of drugs to the hospital, this truck was deployed from the Ashanti Regional Medical Stores to come for drugs for the patients in the Ashanti region.
We just arrived from the Ashanti region hoping to get some of the drugs.
Mrs. Lodina Mahama has encouraged women to cultivate the habit of testing for their HIV status and conduct regular breast self-examination. This, she said, will help the nation move towards an HIV-free future through mother-to-child transmission. Mrs. Lodina Mahama was speaking at a health screening exercise organized at Bojuase in the Central Region.
The World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that in Africa, 1 out of every 6 deaths is due to HIV, and 70% of the affected are adolescent girls. Government hopes that by the year 2020, at least 90% of Ghanaians living with HIV would know their status and would be put on antiretroviral drugs. For this reason, the First Lady, Mrs. Lodina Mahama, together with the Ghana AIDS Commission and the Ghana chapter of OFLA, is advocating community involvement and the involvement of men in supporting their partners to assess HIV and reproductive health services. The screening was to create awareness about prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and to promote reproductive health among women and adolescent girls. The First Lady, Mrs. Lodina Mahama, says the free health screenings being organized across the country have made gains and must be sustained.
Ghana has reduced annual AIDS death by 43%, achieved over 50% reduction in transmission of HIV from mother to child, provided prevention of mother-to-child transmission services to 81% of our pregnant women. Prevention of mother-to-child transmission is very important for us to reduce the risk of transmitting HIV from mothers to their children.
The director of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Angela L. Adders, urged the people of Bojuase, especially women and children, to take advantage of the 2-day free health screening.
Why is the health of women important? Because when a woman is healthy, her family is healthy. when a woman is healthy, the people are healthy. And therefore, our mother has found it important to bring to your doorsteps the facilities that you are enjoying today.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Madam Hannah Tete, who is also the MP for Ewutu Senya West constituency, reiterated the need for mothers to prioritize the education of their children, especially the girl child. The people were given free screening on HIV/AIDS, diabetes, hepatitis B, malaria, cervical and breast cancers. Those with complications were referred to the appropriate hospitals. The free health screening exercise was organized by the Lordina Foundation together with the Ofla Ghana chapter and the Ghana AIDS Commission. Mavis Ofe Champong, GBC24, Bodriasi.
Time for some sports news. My name is Adeline Sally Bebley. The Black Stars coach Avam Grant has called 23 players for the 2018 World Cup qualifier against Egypt in Alexandria. Captain Asamoah Gyan will not be included due to injury, but Deputy Captain Andre Ayew returns after recovering from an injury.
The technical handlers of the senior national football team, the Black Stars, have called up 23 players for the November 13 clash with the Pharaohs of Egypt. Coach Grant and his team have invited two first-timers, Portugal-based midfielder Alassane Wakaso and defender Andy Yadom of English Championship side Barnsley. Yadom's invitation is, however, pending a FIFA clearance, as he has already played for England's side C in an international friendly. West Ham United star Andre Ayew returns to the national team after missing the previous game against Uganda in Tamale last month. Ayew will captain the team following injury to captain Asamoah Gyan. Juventus playmaker Kodjo Asamoah is also absent due to injury. The Black Stars will open their pre-match camp in the United Arab Emirates on Sunday, November 6th. The team will train in UAE until they depart to Egypt on Friday, 11th November. The match with the Egyptians will be played on Sunday, 13th November in Borg El Arab Stadium. The Stars are chasing their first win in Group E of the qualifiers after drawing against Uganda last month. Egypt lead Group E with 3 points, 2 more than second place Ghana and Uganda.
The flagship tournament of the Ghana League Clubs Association GALCA, the G6, has been launched in Kumasi. The winner of the competition will take home a cash prize of 20,000 Ghana cedis and a trophy at stake.
This is the new trophy at stake for this year's expanded tournament. The G6 tournament will feature league champions Wao Stars, Indiana Stars, Accra Hearts of Oak, Mediama SC, Asante Kotoko and Bechem United. The chairman of GALCA, Kujo Fiano, promised an exciting competition.
The venues being Sunyani, Kumasi, Accra and Esipon Sekendi. All the 10 matches will be telecast live. In view of that, matches will be played on Saturday, December 4. We'll be playing the third place and the final match at a venue to be determined from the 4 that I've already mentioned.
Representatives of the 6 teams said they are ready.
Last season, we were second in the competition. So it will be fair for us to win this to state that case.
I want to assure the whole fans House of Oak is ready to play this tournament. Come this top 6, believe me, we are not going to take it lightly. We are coming seriously to unveil the new players that we are bringing in. We have to make sure we're going to win this tournament.
Our winning of the FA Cup wasn't a mere fluke, and that we deserved to be winners. I simply want to send a message to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's just unfortunate that they are meeting Bechem as far as their first match is concerned. I vowed that in my capacity as a chairman of Bechem, because of 1 or 2, I always make sure I punish Kotoko anytime we meet them.
I believe if there's any other club in Ghana that should, boast of a birthright to any G6 tournament, any G6 tournament whatsoever. From the 80s, that's what the records tell us. We've always won it. We did it last season. And I believe as a club who has, the mentality of winning trophies in our DNA, it's us for the taking.
The Ashanti Regional Minister, John Alexander Kon, urged the teams to give a good account of themselves.
People will then be measuring the quality of what you expect from what you put up, though you are six, but they will measure the whole Ghana League by your performance. So you have a third responsibility: showcase Ghana football. As for that case, it is not for only one team to prove, it is for all of you to prove this case, that we are still around with quality football.
The Galka G6 competition will serve as a platform for the teams to test their battle readiness for the 2016-2017 Ghana Premier League season.
And that's all for the sports news. Up next is entertainment.
Entertainment segment. The International Friendship Night of the National Festival of Arts and Culture witnessed performances from some international artists and the police band. The event was held at the Arts Center here in Accra.
The Ghana Police Band was the first to step on stage.
America, 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 we got to break the neck of this appetite. America, 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 I said break the neck of this appetite.
The Aluta Continua Band from Jamaica was next.
We're gonna dance to jam music, yeah. We're gonna dance to jam music.
Ghanaian reggae artist Chiziwela thrilled the audience.
Beautiful nation, peace, loving, and wonderful people. Africa is a beautiful nation. Hardworking and devoted people, industrials and hospitality, good climate with all the mineral, fertile land with the tourist attraction, hills and valleys with all the sunshine.
The Afro Queen International Band from Nigeria also entertained the patrons.
GTV, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.